everyone, it's been raining for days and we filled up these two cisterns, 1,500 gallons each, so 3,000 gallons, and it went, I know it's full because it came out the overflow, and we pumped them from our rain barrels that came off the roof that went into the rain barrels, went into the gutters, into the rain barrels, and then we siphoned some of them through some pipes into our cisterns throughout the yard. So they all come downhill to this one, and then it gets pumped into the cisterns. So the cisterns are full, all our troughs are full, all our greens bins, or 2 greens bins, are full. And our latest addition, which we didn't hook up, but we pumped the water into these 2 65-gallon rain barrels. So I just spent the morning covering all the troughs, or so that way they don't evaporate all the water out of them. So this trough is full of water. I half covered it with some bags that I cut open. This won't be sufficient, so over time I'm going to try to use it up quickly. And the water is really clear, being that it's rained already twice, and this is the 3rd time it's rained this year. And I have another trough over there. The rain barrel goes from there into the trough. Oops, I forgot to cover this trough. It's full of water. I have another trough that's full of water, and I also have some water in some buckets, and I'm covering it to keep it from evaporating. I had put away my plumerias and my dragon fruit, as they don't like too much water, and they got the water from the last rains, so I put it under the eaves way. I collected a lot of my peppers after the rain. I should have collected them before, but I was trying to let them grow bigger, each of the peppers. But something's been going about eating up all my chili peppers and dropping them, and so it's kind of a war between myself and the animals. So I just went ahead and collected the peppers so that they don't get to them before I do. My onions are doing fantastic. I recently got some rounder, different variety of avocados from a friend, and they were delicious, and she gave me half a dozen. So what I plan on doing is planting the seeds in the soil and hoping to get that variety. Sometimes growing things from seed, you don't get the plant that's true to seed. So we'll see what happens. I have 4 seeds, so 4 chances. And if they work out, I'm gonna ask if my brother would like it on his property, or my sister, and that way we can have that variety growing at their place, and we can swap, because I already have 2 avocados on my property, avocado trees. One is a productive tree and the other one not so much, but it does have the ability to create fruit given the right conditions, but it was a smaller, more stunted avocado tree than the other. And I'm starting to see my bulbs coming up. 1, 2, 3. Oh, I don't see any more. And that's a leftover carnation, I think. So hopefully they all come up. They do come up in around January or February in the spring. So it's been raining for 3 days straight practically, and so my basil died, this one and that one, and I don't think they're coming back despite how much I tried to drop orange peel and eggshells and coffee grounds on it to try to keep it insulated. However, my cilantro's growing, the new seeds that I put in there. I harvested some tatsoi. If you can see this bare spot right there. Sorry about that. I have this plant in the way. So I harvested some tatsoi, and here's a bunch more. I'm going to make congee today. It's an Asian breakfast slash you can eat it at any time, lunch, dinner. And it's really hearty and keeps you warm, especially when it's rainy or cold or wintry. It's perfect. Or when you're sick, kind of like American chicken noodle soup. And normally it doesn't have too many greens in there, but I'm gonna load it with greens for my family because I have so much, and these are so delicious. This is tatsoi, and it keeps growing bigger and bigger, and it has that luscious crunch that pak choi and bok choy have, and it's delicious stir fried or in soups, and I love it so much. And then over there is some borage growing on its own, volunteering. So I put the seeds 2 years ago, and it came back, or 3 years ago, and it came back year after year by itself. It just reseeds itself, and I'm just happy because, you know, it's not getting in my way or anything. And I'm glad that my papaya survived. And this other papaya, it got too cold or something. It's not doing too hot. Let me put it in the sun. There's a fennel that I threw the seed in there, and it's growing really good at the base. So that's how you tell, because these feathery leaves look like anise, and you can't tell between anise and fennel because they look the same and practically kind of smell the same, but they don't quite taste the same. So when you see the big base, then you know it's going to be fennel. So that's great. I'm going to use that also eventually. But today I'm going to get some more green onions from the yard and the tatsoi and make some congee. So hope you have a great day. Try to cook yourself some stuff. I haven't been out here because it's been so cold. I've been kind of hibernating, and I haven't been seeing what's growing in the garden. So a lot of the hollyhocks are starting to come up. My brassicas are a little bit overgrown. I'm going to have to come in here, harvest them, and stir fry them. These collard greens are also growing really fantastic, and kind of shading out my peas, which actually like a little bit cooler, and some more, I believe that's anise over there because I didn't grow fennel in this garden bed. And more anise, and it's kind of shading out my cilantro that was growing down there. And those are the green onions I'm going to harvest. So every garden bed has a mixture of things. It's a polyculture, so that no one garden bed has anything too specific, so that the pests don't focus on one whole entire garden bed. So that's kind of the latest in the garden. Oh, let me show you the other garden bed. So here I had some basil. So this spicy blue basil is still going. I thought it would die, and I kind of let it overgrow so that it could kind of keep the other plants in here warm. So I have nasturtium growing, and my other types of basil died, but maybe I can have the seeds go in there and regrow. And I have some elephant garlic that are growing fantastic. I'm not sure if you can see it. I got it from the store, and I just stuck the bulbs into the dirt, and it's growing. It's turning green, and I hope I can have plenty to eat later on in the spring. I haven't been out here, like I said, because it's been raining 3 days straight, and it's so cold, and the only reason I would have to come out here is to turn on and off the valves that link up the troughs so that they can and then to turn on the pump so that all the water can go into the cisterns. So all the plants are getting free, nice, natural, soft water from the rain, and a lot of the plants are mature enough to survive, and those that I wasn't too confident because they're new plants, I kind of put cardboard around them. Like I said in my last video, I tried my best to keep the plants alive. Cardboard around that basil, cardboard near that tree, all over there. It looks messy, it looks kind of like a jungle, and the whole point of putting all my potted plants along with the plants that are planted in the ground is to keep them insulated with each other. Here's cardboard next to my basil. See that, all that cardboard? I put it next to my basil to try to keep it warm and insulated. Ooh, the nasturtium in this pot is doing fantastic. And that's another thing. I try to grow all sorts of little things in the pots at the base of the pots to help plants get insulation and also well draining. And look at this mango, it's starting to bud out. I love it. Oh, look, like I said, I haven't been out here. Here's the mango blossoms. Wow, that is awesome. I'm so happy. And then, you know, without that much water, my hibiscus wasn't flowering, and now with all this rain, it is just blooming all over. And my goji didn't do too hot. I covered it down here, so it's rather dry down here, and I'm gonna have to maybe add water. It likes to be dry. It does not like wet feet, but I think it could have used some water from this last rain, which I should have uncovered it a little bit in between. So that's what's happening in the food forest. I kind of put some newspapers at the base of my plants that I think are frost sensitive. I don't know if they really are, but I just want to make sure. And what I do is, for some reason, something's been attacking my figs. So what I do is I take all the leaves and I put them into potted plants so that it can feed the plants and also insulate them. So this one hung in there for a long time, this dwarf Bartlett pear, but finally the leaves started to yellow and fall off. And right there, all those little green things are collard greens or kale, I can't remember. And I threw my spare seeds down so it'll grow and help insulate the ground, because if you don't grow things that you like, then the weeds will come up on their own. So you got to smother the weeds with the things that you like to grow and like to eat. So that's what I'm doing. Here is I think, anise seed. So, I hope you have a great day. Oh, and another thing, don't be upset. I keep wanting to go, but then I keep remembering different things, and I might as well have it in the same video. So the tatsoi, I believe, is cut and come again, because so this is the one that I just recently cut today, right now, and I just cut that one right now just to give it some room because it gets real tight in here. So this is the one that I cut about a couple weeks ago, and the leaves are coming up again. So as long as you keep the bottom, the roots in there, and you just cut above the soil, it will keep making more leaves and more of the vegetable with the stem, and it's a fantastic vegetable. I love it so much. I'm going to order the seeds for everyone that I know, and it's going to be a great plant to plant en masse in the future.